And we're going to go back to Mr. Barrett for 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Minister Randy Boissonneau's office is quoted in media reports saying that Minister Boissonneau was at a cabinet retreat in Vancouver. The Liberal cabinet retreat was in Vancouver, September 6th to September 8th, 2022. Mr. Anderson, you've said that you had offices in Edmonton. You said today that you had offices in Edmonton and Quebec. But text messages from you from September 6, 2022, where you say you need to update Randy on the wire transfer because the West Coast is closing in 7 minutes and Randy is in the Vancouver office. Do you know what Randy was in Vancouver on that date?
No, I did not know that he was in Vancouver.
Well, who was the Randy that was in Vancouver?
As I've told you, Mr. Chairman, Randy was not involved after September of 2021, and it was an autocorrect.
But I don't think I want to get into asking you what you think an autocorrect is, but I can tell you that this isn't that. This isn't that. It was Randy Boissonneau. It was Randy Boissonneau. There's only one Randy who's been involved in your company. You've said his name is Randy Boissonneau. You, sir, are the person who said Randy's name. Is it your testimony today that how many times do you say it? 9 references to Randy? Every one of those 9 is an autocorrect?
Yes. Randy Boissonneau was not involved with our operation or in any business relation after September of 2021.
Well, you certainly have said 2 different things. So were you lying then, or are you lying now?
I am not lying in regard to Randy not being involved with the business after September of 2021.
I don't believe you. So we'll just get that out of the way because your story doesn't add up. So we have the reference in the text message of your 121-person company, and you talk about Shauna, Felix, and Randy. So you can tell us who Shauna is, you can tell us who Felix is, but you can't tell us who Randy is, or you won't tell us who Randy is. That's because it's Randy Boissonneau. Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, no, it is not correct. And I will go on to say that I will not tell the person's name simply because Shauna Parker and Felix Papineau, after everything that has happened, they are in the same litigation that we are involved in as employees of the organization by this particular individual.
Sir, just so you're aware, it's not your choice whether or not to answer the question. So you must answer the question fully and truthfully.
Mr. Barrett, I am being truthful.
Or not answering the question, which you are not doing, is a contempt of this committee. And there are consequences for contempt. So you have an opportunity today to clear the air and to say who the other Randy is. But the reason you're not saying it is because it's Randy Boissonneau. Is that right?
Mr. Chairman, no, that is not correct. And as I have said, I will fulsomely give you all the information in regard to Randy, to this committee, within camera.
Sir, you had a deadline in June to provide us with communication records. You didn't do it. And the reason you didn't do it is because we would have seen these text messages that implicate the only Randy who's worked at your company. It's Randy Boissonneau, a 121-person company. Who bought the interest in the business that was held by a numbered company that was owned by Randy Boissonneau?
No one.
So media reports that in June, Randy Boissonneau sold his numbered company, sold his interest in GHI. Is that correct?
I found out about that, Mr. Chairman, yesterday when there was an update to the global story that Randy had dissolved his shares. We have not had communication, and I have contacted my lawyers this morning to find out if that is the case.
Okay. Now, is that Randy that you're talking about, Randy Boissonneau?
Mr. Chairman, I didn't bring up Randy's name that time. You asked a question. Did I know that Randy sold his shares in the company? And I did not know that he had sold his shares from the numbered company.
Okay. So I just have to recap for you here. Your words talk about Randy in the Vancouver office. Your words, you talk about Randy on the partner call. multiple times, 9 separate times, your words that there's only one Randy who's worked at the 121-person company, and your claim today is that it's not Randy Boissonneau.
Mr. Chairman, that's correct.
That's just not credible.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett.